Now we're next going to consider graphing functions to contain radicals. And our first example is y is equal to the square root of x minus 3. And we're also asked to find the domain and range of this function. Now I'm going to suggest that it's going to be best that we actually find the domain and range first before we set up a table of values to find points to graph the function. Now the square root of x minus 3. Now you remember with a square root expression that for it to be defined in the set of real numbers, that the radicand must be either positive or 0. So we can then write that x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 0. In solving, we get then that x is greater than or equal to 3. So the domain then, if we express this in interval notation, will be then bracket 3 comma infinity. Now for the range, you'll remember that whenever you see a square root expression, that's asking for the principal square root, which must be either positive or 0. So for the range then, we can write an interval notation, bracket 0 comma infinity. So armed now with this restriction on the domain, that'll help us set up the table of values and choose ones that are appropriate from the very beginning. So we'll do that next. Now in the table you can see that I've chosen values of x that are either 3 or larger than 3 based upon what we found the domain to be earlier, and the corresponding values of y you can see in the table, and you'll note that they're all either 0 or positive, which correlates with the range. So then you can see the graph is below there in red based upon the points that we have in the table.